All right, welcome back to the 2021 PGA Championship. We're here with Steve Stricker. Closed his championship with a 3 over par 75 today, finishes 4 over. Steve, maybe not the ultimate result or pinpoint play you wanted all week, but solid nonetheless. And how does that set you up for the rest of the summer?
Yeah, you know, I struck the ball so nicely again today. That had to be one of my worst putting rounds ever. I couldn't tap it in. So that part is very frustrating. Just never felt comfortable, you know, and then it was breezy today too, so that adds to it, you know, just to feel steady over it. I don't even feel steady over it. I feel like I could miss a 2-footer, and almost did a couple times. So that part was very frustrating. The positives out of it, though, I hit the ball nicely, drove it nicely, managed my game pretty good, you know, a couple wayward shots here and there, but just no putts. And when you don't make any putts, hard to get momentum.
Understood. Let's go to Gary, 3.
Where do you go from here with your putting, Steve? What do you do to try to fix this?
Yeah, good question. If you have any advice or any suggestions, I'm open to hear them. Yeah, I don't know. It feels awful. I'm not starting on my line. You know, I don't feel solid over the ball. You know, that's you know, if you can't feel solid and like steady over the ball, then you don't have much of a chance. You know, and I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball right away when I stand over it. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel like I'm aiming properly. And the strokes are non-committal. They're non-aggressive. They're wishy-washy. You know, they're not very positive strokes. Yesterday I putted pretty nicely. The 3 other days were awful.
You said you found something yesterday that didn't translate to today, obviously.
Nope, I couldn't get that feeling back. And then, you know, any amount of wind out here makes it difficult too. And I struggled with that. And I think a lot of players did too. You know, I mean, it was hard to. Although Scotty Scheffler today putted very nicely. But it was hard to get the ball in the hole at times. You know, when the wind is moving, you know, you got a right to left break and the wind's blowing off the left. You don't know whether to play the break or play the wind. So that becomes a difficult challenge. I'll just keep working on it. I mean, that's all you can do is keep working on it and see if something clicks.
What holes on the back 9, especially with the different wind, did you feel less comfortable on than you would have felt the first 3 days?
Yeah, they're all slightly different, but you have, you know, once, you know, 10, 11, 12, 13 are some really good holes today. The wind's in off the left, so that's, you know, the ball's not getting out there as far. They moved some tees up on 12 and 13, so they give you a little bit of break there, but you really have to stand in there and hit some shots. And then when you turn to come back to the clubhouse, you know, 14's a tough hole location. The wind's off the right, the pin's on the right. So it's that's a tough hole location. But then you got some, you know, 15, 16, and 18, I think, are, if you can get them in the fairways, there's some birdie opportunities there. So especially 16, the par 5, I was able to reach it. So if I can, everybody's going to get home there today. So it should provide some great theater down the stretch because there's some birdie opportunities for sure coming in.
Steve, let's zoom out to Jeff Babineau, who's on property, but dialing in. Go ahead, Mr. Jeff.
Hey, Steve, if I could, I wanted to ask you about the PGA double doing back-to-back weeks. Assuming you get the putting sorted out, do you feel you bring some momentum into Southern Hills?
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to go next week. I'll get away from the game for a day and then Pro-Am on Tuesday, and I'll get back to work Tuesday and Wednesday and get ready to tee it up there at Southern Hills. And I'm excited to go there and see what the redo is all about. I heard nothing but good things about it. Yeah, and I'll be fine. I'm frustrated right now the way I putted. Literally made nothing today. And it wasn't fun, it wasn't pretty, and but I'll be excited to go and get ready for next week.
Yeah, and you played there in a U.S. Open, you played there in a PGA. What does Southern Hills ask of you?
You know, it's pretty demanding. And I think the redo, from what I understand, has made it even more demanding. A lot of runoff areas that they created. I heard they took out some trees. So I'm excited to see what it's all about. But from the other majors that I've played there, it was always a great test, and it won't be any different. I mean, the PGA has played some great courses on the senior level, you know, on the Champions Tour level. So it's a good test for us, and you know, I'm sure, you know, par is going to be a good score there next week as well.
Great. Thanks, Steve. Good luck next week.
Thanks, Jeff.
Go ahead, Gary.
Oh, I'm sorry. Isn't that where you played with Palmer years and years ago?
Yeah,
when
back
for the
in
first
'94.
time?
Yep.
Good memory there?
Yeah, that was very good.
Okay, Steve, thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
We'll
Thank
see you in
you.
a few days, and
Yes.
travel safely.
Thank you guys, too. Julius, see you guys. See you, buddy. Gary, have a safe trip home.